weigh-in time. Really starting to work to get back into my old groove, my old routines. Phenomenal week. I'm finishing right now my third 24-hour fast. So I fasted from Sunday from noon to Monday noon, then from Tuesday noon to Wednesday noon, and then from Thursday noon. And I will fast today until 12 noon. So I've got 2 hours and 48, it's 9:11, say round up to 12, 12 and 48 minutes before I eat. Did an hour of running this morning, got in 4 miles, all zone two. Pace is still much slower than I'd like, but it's like the old high school football player that starts playing again in his 30s and keeps talking about, I used to, I only ran 350 miles last year, so I'm working that off. But really, really good week. Got off the scale maybe about an hour ago at 8 a.m. So anxious to see where I am. So let's check the results from the scale. So the last time I weighed in and did a video, I was 284 pounds. Let's see where I am 2 weeks later. So there's my run from this morning. Like I said, 16-minute pace, less than ideal. Zone 2 for me is 135 and below, so you can see I'm pushing right up against that limit. Health stats, moment of truth, weight. There we are, 266.5 pounds. So down 18 pounds in 2 weeks. In terms of the weight, I'll explain why it's only 4 pounds in a minute. BMI back under 30, so I am no longer clinically obese. Body fat astronomically high, 32.2%. My goal is under 20. Skeletal muscle mass, 96.9 pounds. Bone mass, 14.9 pounds. Body water, 49.5%. As I often say, I always see the trade-off between body water and body fat. So seeing it under 50 is just horrible to me. But I don't, let me get words like horrible out. It's just not where I want to be right now, but I'm working at it. Oh, and one other thing. Let me look at my 7-day averages. So my 7-day average is 269.5, BMI is 30.3. There should be a comparison. I guess that doesn't. I'll explain this in a second. Let me go back. I don't know how to compare it. Oh, here we go. And that compares with a 7-day average of 274. So 269 versus, so about 5 pounds week over week. Body fat 32.5 versus 31.9. So it looks like everything is moving in the right direction in terms of my 7-day averages. So, phenomenal week. I guess you could say phenomenal 2 weeks. I've been tracking even though I haven't been recording videos as much as I should and I want to, because as I often say, these videos help me build momentum. Like, this is a very positive affirmation that the week that has just passed, the effort is paying off. One thing I wanted to share is I watched about a 4-hour podcast with a fitness personality by the name of Lane Kiffin. There's a podcast that I actually am becoming a quick fan of. It is a professor at Stanford who studies nutrition, and he covers different topics, and he does what he calls a long form podcast. Well, he will do a very deep dive on a specific topic, and it is so informative. In the podcast he did with Lane Norton, the one thing that Lane came out of was a few things I learned. For one, Lane said, even if all you lose is fat, you will lose lean tissue because he said every pound of fat is 87% what's known as adipose tissue. That's the fat tissue. But he said there's 13% that's a combination of water and muscle. And so he said, don't ever have the expectation that if you're going to lose weight, you're not going to lose lean tissue. You will. Water technically is lean tissue. And he said there's something else in it that's a small percentage of that 13% that is equivalent to muscle. Um, so I was very cognizant to hear that. But another thing he said is you should weigh yourself every day and you should compare your 7-day moving average week over week because you're putting too much emphasis on one number if you just weigh yourself once a week. So the way my scale works is it automatically uploads to the Garmin app. I don't look at it, but I step on it every day. So I did weigh in last week and I knew what I was last Friday. I think I was like 272 or something like that. So I'm down like 6 pounds since then. But I am weighing myself every day, and I'm trying to be consistent with the time. So I get up every day at 5, Monday through Thursday. And as soon as I do, I get on the scale and weigh myself. I don't look at it, it uploads. I didn't even check my daily readings just now, but I am going to compare week over week moving averages. So I want to be consistent in terms of the state that I'm weighing myself, whether I'm fasted or not fasted, because that makes a 3 to 4 pound difference. And then also the time is consistent. Like I'll never weigh myself like right after I eat dinner. I weigh myself first thing in the morning, which is also his recommendation. So helpful tip there. So I will start to compare my that 7-day moving average week over week, and hopefully, that continues to trend in the right way. Coming back from a vacation, it may seem insane to lose 18 pounds in 2 weeks, but when I'm in this state of just eating and inhaling junk, my weight shoots up really quickly. Once I get back to my old principles, the weight comes off really fast. The further and further I get into this, I'm going to hit a point where it's going to start being a pound a week, pound and a half a week. But I was 265 pounds like in early December. So, it's not realistic to say that I gained 19 pounds in a month. Like it's just not realistic. So, some of this is water weight. Some of this is just junk that was sitting in my system that had to pass through my bowels and all. All of the other stuff that's just kind of filtering out as I'm getting back to a clean diet. So, I don't have this expectation that I'm gonna drop 18 pounds every 2 weeks. I really don't. I feel like next week will probably be like a pound and a half, and I'll have to work my way down from here. But you know what? Great work. Down 18 pounds since I got back from vacation, and let's keep the positive momentum going. So for now, for Reed Fitness, signing off.